Life can feel loud. Our minds are constantly racing. Our hearts feel heavy. And when we finally sit down, we still don't feel at rest. Some days, stress doesn't announce itself loudly. It quietly settles in our bodies, in the tightness of our shoulders, the shallow breathing, the restless nights, and the feeling that we are always behind. But what if slowing down is not falling behind? What if learning how to de stress is actually a form of obedience to rest? If you're feeling overwhelmed, pressured, or emotionally tired, if your soul has been craving peace instead of productivity, then this video is for you. Hello, beautiful soul. It's me, Lyka, and welcome back to my channel. This is a space where we slow down, breathe deeply, and gently reconnect with God, with ourselves, and with the simple rhythms of life. Today, I want to share with you what I personally do to de stress, not in a perfect, aesthetic way, but in a very real, very human way. One gentle way I de stress is through herbal tea. I recently discovered how grounding and calming certain herbs can be, especially when stress feels overwhelming. Two of my favorites are rose and chamomile. Rose is not just beautiful, it's incredibly soothing to the heart. It helps calm emotional tension, eases anxiety, and supports the nervous system in a very gentle way. Chamomile is known for its calming, relaxing properties. It helps quiet the mind, relax the body, and support better sleep. There are many herbs that act as nervines, meaning they support the nervous system. But I often choose rose and chamomile because they are gentle, effective, and safe, especially for someone like me who is mindful about conceiving. Preparing this tea has become a little ritual for me. I use 1 part dried rose and 1 part dried chamomile. I place them into my cute little teapot, pour hot water over the herbs, and let it steep slowly. As it steeps, I slow down. I breathe in the floral aroma. I let my shoulders relax. This simple act, waiting, breathing, being present, already begins to calm my nervous system. Sometimes, de-stressing isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, more intentionally. We just started a new year, and if I'm being honest, I already feel overwhelmed. I had all these plans for 2026, lists, goals, intentions, things I told myself I should already be doing by now. And yet, here I am, feeling like I didn't start the year right, feeling the pressure to catch up, feeling stressed by timelines I created in my own head. I look at my list and think, why haven't I started this yet? Why am I already behind? Am I wasting time? And I wonder, is it just me? Or do you feel this way too? Sometimes, the stress doesn't come from life itself, but from the expectations we place on ourselves. Nothing has been more effective for me than bringing all my stress to God, talking to Him, crying if I need to, sitting quietly in His presence, meditating on His Word. When my thoughts feel loud, His Word grounds me. One verse I often return to is Philippians chapter 4 verses 6 to 7. This is from the New King James Version. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. This verse reminds me that peace is not something I have to manufacture. It's something God gives. I don't have to hold everything together. I don't have to figure everything out today. I can release it one prayer at a time. Sometimes I just sit in silence and say, Lord, I trust you, over and over again. Stress doesn't just stay in my mind, it shows up in my body. My shoulders tense, my digestion feels off, my sleep becomes lighter. I feel more anxious, more tired, and I also believe stress has a lot to do with my hormonal imbalance. And that's when I know it's time to pause, to breathe, to meditate, to rethink what really matters at this moment. Stress is often our body's way of asking for care, not control. Another way I de-stress is through cooking, especially comfort food. One of my favorites is pork soup. It's simple, nourishing, and deeply comforting. I love that it doesn't require rushing. I slow cook it and let the flavors develop over time. The ingredients are also simple: pork, squash, corn, cabbage, onion, garlic. Sometimes I add saffron for extra depth and warmth, but that's optional. I add water, season with salt and pepper, and let it simmer slowly. Cooking like this reminds me that good things take time. There's something about warm soup that feels like a hug. It nourishes the body. It warms you from the inside. It feels safe and familiar. Eating something warm and homemade reminds me to care for myself the way I would care for someone I love. And you know what? Food can be medicine too, when prepared with intention and gratitude. Another important part of how I de-stress is spending time with family and in nature. Sometimes we just go for a walk, no agenda, no rush. Nature reminds me that everything moves in seasons. Nothing is forced, nothing is rushed. Trees grow slowly. Flowers bloom in their time. And somehow, that gives me permission to slow down too. Being around loved ones grounds me. It pulls me out of my head and back into the present moment. If you're feeling stressed today, I want you to know this. You don't have to fix everything at once. You don't have to have the whole year figured out. You don't have to rush your healing, your growth, or your purpose. Peace often begins with one small, gentle choice. A deep breath, a warm cup of tea, a prayer whispered in faith, a slow meal, a walk outside. Let yourself rest. God is not in a hurry. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Your presence means more than you know. Until next time, may you find peace in the present, joy in the process, and purpose in every small thing.